I'm going to talk you through this example essay that writes to argue, so I can point out the main things that you should be doing in the exam. Okay, so writing to argue. Write an article for your school magazine in which you argue for or against healthier school meals. So I'm just going to show you how the student's chosen to organise it. So the first paragraph: over the last few years there's been an increasing awareness about the quality of school meals. What they've done is given an overview of the topic. Celebrity cooks such as Jamie Oliver have actively campaigned for a much healthier diet to be provided in schools. However, this has caused considerable debate. Mothers opposed to the move have even been known to feed burgers and chips to their children through the school railings. Okay, so note the use of the exclamation mark just to engage the reader. And it assesses the current situation, both sides. So you've got Jamie Oliver on the one hand doing great things, and then they've used the comparative however to offer the other point of view. Okay, so next paragraph. On the one hand, those who oppose such a move claim that this takes away a basic freedom. They argue that children need to make such choices themselves rather than have it forced upon them. They claim that healthy school meals can lead to children eating nothing at all during the school day, which will actually make things worse. So they sum up all the arguments for the other side, and note the opening words, on the one hand. Okay, so each of your paragraphs should ideally start with a connective. Okay, so your argument is gradually being increased. Please check out the connectives mat to see what kind of connectives you can use. I think, however, that the arguments for healthy school meals far outweigh the feeble arguments offered by those in opposition. Firstly, we have to consider the undeniable fact that Britain's children, obesity is a real issue, and it is becoming more serious every year. Lack of exercise and poor dietary habits are breeding generations of youngsters whose life expectancy is likely to be shorter than that of their parents. Okay, so this is the first reason to argue against this. And it begins with however. It includes the personal pronoun we, okay, to involve the reader directly. And it includes exaggeration, okay, to put the point across more carefully. Choice is all very well, and certainly children need to be able to make the right choices when it comes to food. However, this is a matter of education, and what better place to start this than at school? Note the use of a rhetorical question there. So your De Forest techniques can work across persuasive writing and argumentative writing. They can just be used for effect. Too often at home, working mums and dads no longer have the time to prepare and cook nutritionally, and so junk food becomes the easy alternative. So it deals with the above comments about obesity, suggesting the arguments opposing that. Moreover, diet affects not only a child's physical well-being. There is plenty of research to show that the supplements and E-numbers that so much fast food contains do have a negative effect on a child's emotions and behaviour. We, again, personal pronoun, are told to eat 5 a day, not only because it is good for our bodies, but also because it helps children to remain well-balanced and able to concentrate on vital things such as learning. Okay, so we've got a linking word again with the moreover, and it's added an extra point to that. We then move back to the opposing views. Of course, it may be true initially that the numbers eating school meals may drop, but that is taking the short-term view. Children will get hungry at school and will want to eat. If the only food available is of a healthy type, in time children will simply accept the change and so start to consume the healthier dishes and snacks available. This shows opinion stated as fact. So children will get hungry at school and will want to eat. If the only food available is of a healthy type, in time children will simply accept the change. So this is purely speculation, purely an opinion, but it is stated as pure fact. Although it may seem a little like Big Brother to force a dietary change, in reality we do this in many areas of life. We insist people wear seatbelts, we legislate to make smoking difficult and expensive, we require children to stay on at school until 16, even if they would like to leave earlier. It is the duty of society to protect citizens, sometimes from themselves. Children are particularly vulnerable and therefore need most protection. So this appeals to emotions, so there's use of emotive language there, there's exaggeration, but they also show an awareness of the wider world and the wider impact of these issues, which is important. Okay, so it ends. I welcome the campaign that the likes of Jamie Oliver are leading. The sooner we can get children eating healthily, the better. And anything that in the long term benefits our already overstretched National Health Service must be welcomed. Let's value the veg, alliteration, and bin burgers, alliteration, today, exclamation mark, to make the point stand out. The final summing up needs to be super clear where you stand on the issue. Okay, so that's your guide to writing to argue. Check out the other videos for further tips.